Welcome everyone to our April NOONtrition. We're going to be working on some quesadillas here today. I want to do a brief shout out to the campus partners that have come together to make this activity happen. So I'd like to acknowledge our colleagues in basic needs, health education promotion, and housing and residential life, as we partner together to bring you a live food demonstration that's based on healthy, easy, and affordable meals and snacks. So just want to note, before we get started, we want to make sure that you know that the demonstration is recorded so that you may be able to view it again as you need later on. The recording link will be available through the Basic Needs and Housing websites for you to view later on if you want to revisit the demonstration and or the recipe. And so that being said, I would like to introduce this month's live NOONtrition host. Jessica is joining us to walk us through the quesadilla recipe.
My name is Jessica Chavez. I'm the student event coordinator for Pure Health Educators. So I'm going to be hosting today's NOONtrition. A little background about me: I'm a sociology major about to graduate. And I'm really excited about doing NOONtrition with you guys today. We're going to be making some veggie quesadillas. So I hope you guys are all excited. I know I'm hungry. We're going to wash our hands first. And hopefully you're all cooking along and got your bag of ingredients from Basic Needs. So let's just wash our hands, make sure we're clean. I turned the water off so like you can hear me. Okay. And now we're gonna get our ingredients ready. Of course, it's a veggie quesadilla, so there's a lot of vegetables here, and we need to wash those off. It's really important to wash your produce before you use it. I'll just put that over here. So we have 1 green bell pepper, 2 tomatoes, some green onion, and cilantro that we're going to be washing and chopping up. And then also in your bag, you should have found some salsa, some corn, some coconut oil for your cooking spray, some sour cream, and then tortillas and cheese. So it looks something like this. And also your little ingredients and instructions, recipe card. Okay. So we're gonna rinse up our produce. Okay. So we have our hands are washed and we cleaned our produce. So now we gotta chop up all the veggies, and then the quesadilla is real easy after that. We'll be needing a cutting board. I'm going to use this one, which is the biggest one I have. Whatever cutting board you have available is fine. Okay, and then this is a knife that I picked. I am not a professional, so bear with me. The bell pepper has like the little stickers thing, so I'm gonna take it off. Okay, so we're gonna start chopping up our bell peppers. I like to take off the top just because we don't really need that. And then I pull out the little middle section. This little middle part that's in the bell pepper, I take that off too. You don't have to, but that's how I do them. And then, like I said, I'm not a professional at cooking, so I just kind of slice them up. And we're gonna cube or dice them. I think that's how you say it, you dice them. So I got my big chunks, and then I just kind of go like this for like smaller chunks of bell pepper. And then after you have them in slices like this, you see how they're like sliced? Then you're gonna chop them up into little cubes. And you can make them as big or as small as you want. Mine turned out kind of medium size, which is fine. I really like bell pepper and I really like veggies in my quesadillas. So I hope you're all excited to eat this because I'm excited to eat this. All I've had to eat today was iced coffee. Hopefully you all are cooking along. So we're gonna move on to tomatoes. We have 2 tomatoes. I will be using both of them so that we can include as many veggies as we can into the quesadilla. Also, I'm a peer health educator, like I had mentioned before, so I feel the need to tell you all that as per the dietary guidelines, my plate dietary guidelines, you should make sure that you are including, that you're making half of your plates fruits and vegetables. And we got some fruit here today, some tomato. We also got some veggies, of course. I actually think bell pepper is a fruit too, because it has seeds. So yeah, it's really important to get your veggies in. So this is a good way to do it. It's not as bland as like a salad. You still get your cheese, which is also important to include dairy. And you get some carbs from the tortillas. So that's kind of nice. Okay, so I don't want to drop that, but I'm just going to show you kind of what it looks like so far, since I realize that my phone is kind of far away. But here's our chopped veggies, bell pepper and tomato. I'm going to go ahead and put that in a bowl to make space for this that we have left, which is the cilantro and the green onions. The stove is not on, so it's all good. I'm just going to drop these in the bowl. And again, my hands are clean. We washed them together. Hopefully you all washed your hands as well. If you didn't, I'm not judging you. It's fine. You should though. You should though. Okay, so that just made space for our cilantro, which is the next thing that we're using. And let me actually grab a napkin for my hands really quick. Okay. So now let's chop up the cilantro. I am terrible at chopping cilantro. If you ever tried and you're good at it, props to you. If you don't know how to chop cilantro, don't feel bad. Okay, that seems an appropriate amount. Let me show you what it looks like. So it's about that much cilantro. However, there is about half of the cilantro left. So if you really like cilantro and you want to add more, like that's totally fine. But I will be eating this, I think, and I don't want that much. Also, the cilantro, once we put it in the pan to cook up, it comes like separate, so I'm not going to put that in the bowl just yet. And then we have some green onion. Let me actually check the little recipe card. It says green onion, half cup sliced green onion. I think let's do like 2 or 3, and then we'll see where we are. I also I'm not good at this, the green onion. So we're just rolling with it. If you guys have any questions for me, questions about the recipe, you can put them in the chat. I'm sure someone can direct them to me. I'm also in the housing. I don't know if everyone's aware. I'm not like in my house. I also don't live on campus. I do commute, but I am in a empty housing unit right now. So yes. Okay. I think that this should be enough green onion. Personally, I think that's fine. If you want to use all of the green onion, that works. There is measurement on the recipe card also, just FYI. Okay, so that's all that we've chopped up all of our veggies. So now we're going to open up the corn. You should have gotten a can of corn. This is whole kernel corn. So we're going to open up the can and we're sauteing the corn with the bell pepper and the tomato. Oh wait, no, just the bell pepper, sorry. And then the tomato and the green onion comes in later. And then the cilantro goes in at the end. So you should have also received a coconut cooking spray. So that's what we're going to be using now. So shake well. Open it up, and we're going to spray our pan. Oh my goodness, it keeps falling over. There we go. Excuse me? Maybe I didn't shake it enough. It's coming out like not spray. Okay. So the recipe card says to saute the bell pepper and the corn until it's softened. However, I have in fact made a mistake by putting the bell pepper and the tomato together in a bowl. But it is no worries. It is no worries at all, because you were going to put the tomato in there anyway. So it's all good. I also, oh my goodness, I am so sorry. I don't mean for that to happen. I have the spatula, which I'm going to use to stir around the veggies. And while that is sitting there getting warm, I'm going to grab a can opener. Hopefully you have one. and open up the can of corn. Okay, so we've drained our corn. Let me check the recipe card one more time because I don't think we need the whole thing. No, 1/2 cup of corn. So I will add okay. Let me turn the heat up because I don't hear anything happening here. Okay, I see steam, so hopefully that means it's getting hotter. And then our recipe card does say to stir it for about 5 minutes, so that's what we're gonna do. I would say medium heat. Again, this is not the kitchen that I'm familiar with, so I'm waiting for this to heat up. Okay, hopefully your veggies are cooking up nicely. Mine are just starting to heat up. Oh, that's what the problem was. I think I was stirring it too much, is what I think. Because now I've left it, you hear the little sizzle. Yeah, I was like, why isn't this like moving along? Thank you so much. But yes, I hear it sizzling now, so it's moving. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on. So I have another like medium-sized skillet because this one's kind of big. So this is where we're gonna heat up our tortillas and like actually make the quesadilla on. So let me move this plastic bowl away from here. So I'm gonna turn on that one on medium heat as well. So it can, well, maybe low because we're not exactly ready, but I do want it to start heating up. Okay, so now that our veggies have been cooking for a little bit, let's add in the cilantro and the green onion. I'm gonna use my hands because this skillet is kind of like narrow. Not narrow, but it doesn't have, like everything's gonna spill over, you know? So now our recipe just says to stir all this in and just kind of let it cook down for a little while longer. I would say until the like veggies are kind of softened because they don't look quite ready yet. Okay, so I've mixed it in. I'm just gonna let it do its thing for a little bit. So we can get our cheese and our tortillas opened up. We have this shredded cheese, Fiesta blend. That's fun. And these tortillas, we got the good tortillas. So the recipe kind of calls for like it's enough to make two, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do 2 quesadillas. And they're actually kind of small, so we might have enough veggies for more than 2. We'll find out. Okay, this is getting warmer. The veggies are sizzling. They've looked way more cooked now. I was a little concerned. I was like, this is taking a long time. Okay, so these are basically ready. Sorry. So I'm gonna do one at a time because that's what I have room for. So I'm gonna put the tortilla in the medium skillet that I have over here. And I'm actually gonna turn the heat down on the veggies a little bit so they can just sit there and not be ruined. And then the tortilla, the skillet or whatever you're using to heat up your tortillas, I'm gonna put it on medium-high heat. And then open up our cheese. You can put as much cheese as you want. And you kind of want to put the cheese on as soon as you put the tortilla there because personally, I don't really like mine like to be too crispy or like burnt. So I'm going to put some cheese in there. That's what that looks like. Hopefully you can see. And then after you do that, you are going to fold it in half. And now you have your quesadilla in there. And that's gonna cook and do its thing. You're gonna leave it like on this side for just a couple of minutes. And then I usually like open it up and see if it's kind of melting, and then you'll flip it over. You can use a spatula too. I guess you could use the one that you were using for your veggies. But yeah, the veggies look nice. The onions are pretty much cooked, pretty much ready to go. So that kind of tells us that we are ready to use it in our quesadillas. Okay, so the cheese is melting. I'm gonna flip it and then let it do its thing on this side, and then we'll do the other one. So we're almost done. Okay, so I got my plate. Use whatever plate you have. I don't have that much room here, but basically, I'm gonna open it up and see if it's ready. Ooh, look how cute. I'm gonna turn it over so the other side gets crispy too. So what you're gonna do once your quesadillas are done, I'm gonna make two. Then you take them out and plate them, and that's when you put your veggies inside. Okay, I'm gonna open this up, scoop some out of here. We have a lot of extra veggies. And then pour some in there. And I'm going to close it back up. Now it's a lot thicker than she was before. Kind of let the tortilla get crispy. I'm gonna turn the heat off on the veggies now. And then I will take this one out and make the next one. So that's what it should look like. You have your quesadilla, open it up, tons of veggies in there. So let me make the second one. The skillet or the pan is hotter, obviously, this time around because it's been heating up. So the cheese is already melting, so I'm going to flip it. Falling. Okay, and then now that I flipped it, I will add some veggies inside. I use my hands because that's just how I kind of do it at home. But use a spatula if you don't want to burn your fingers. And then just let the cheese melt. It's almost ready. The first one looks prettier. This one's kind of chunk, but you know. Okay, so I'm going to turn off the stove now. And you can definitely make more than those two because there's a lot of veggies. Finished dish. Okay, stove is off. Trying to not let them fall over. That's what they look like. Yum. So yeah, we're all done making our veggie quesadillas. I hope you guys cooked along and liked this recipe. And that's all for me. I'll pass it over to one of the other panelists.
Thank you so much, Jessica. That looks amazing. And I share your feelings on chopping cilantro. There were some good tips that folks shared out, like rolling, and some people like to chop it really small, but that looked delicious. And thank you so much for walking us through the veggie quesadilla recipe. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. To everyone for the NOONtrition live food demo and participating in this activity. If you're interested in sharing potentially a selfie with us, either of you participating or of your completed dish, if you are cooking alongside Jessica, please follow the instructions that were placed into the chat so that you can share your selfie with us and show off some delicious cooking. We also have a brief survey that we would ask participants to complete so you can share your feedback with us about the recipe, about the experience. So if you could also take a few moments to fill out that link that's added to the chat, we would greatly appreciate it. And then our next NOONtrition, we have one more before this academic year finishes up. Like, I can't believe tomorrow is May. But we still have one more. It's in 2 weeks, May 14th at 12 p.m. So if you are able to join us, we really hope that you do so, and be in the lookout for the ingredient bags and recipes coming out in a little over a week. And then you can also keep on visiting the Basic Needs website to access this month's recipe and any past recipes that we've had for any of our NOONtritions. So I encourage you to check out the Basic Needs website in the chat. And that being said, thank you all so much for your time this afternoon, and I hope you have a phenomenal weekend.